Olive harvest season is usually a time of joy for Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. Although attacks by Israeli soldiers and illegal settlers have reached a record high in the last 5 years, this year's harvest season welcomed a positive development. Palestinian locals were joined by the highest number of activists from around the world since protective presence campaigns began. One of the attacked villages is Burin, south of Nablus, which exemplifies both international solidarity with Palestinians and the brutal face of the Israeli occupation. Here, Israeli aggression spares no one. Farmers, civilians, and volunteers who simply come to help Palestinian farmers during the harvest season are all subject to Israeli restrictions and violence.
We've been with many families that have had their trees cut this year or burned or taken or harvested. But yesterday we had like a direct interaction with settlers. We were only able to finish like one tree, and then the settlers came and pushed us from the land and didn't let us take the olives that we had harvested. And they came in like, I don't know what it's called, an ATV, like one of those small cars. Came with a dog and like a stick.
On November 2nd, a group of international volunteers was attacked by Israeli settlers while picking olives in the occupied Palestinian village. They were the second group to arrive, answering a call from the International Solidarity Movement to join Palestinian farmers during the olive harvest.
These settlers that came to us yesterday, you know, they were very young, and it was really weird to be pushed off land by like 16 and 17-year-olds. But there's so much power in not only them, but how they're backed up and, you know, the support they get to do this. And it was so sad to see, you know, this family that has harvested those trees for, I'm sure, generations are now unable to do that. So it's, yeah, there's a lot of emotion in it.
Just weeks earlier, on October 16th, the first group of 32 internationals had been detained and deported by Israeli forces.
There have been more than 120 attacks across at least 70 villages since the start of olive harvesting season on October 9th. Several foreign activists helping Palestinians with the harvest have also been detained by the Israeli military, and some have been deported.
The chain of events began when illegal settlers contacted their local settlement council, which, in turn, reached out to the Israeli military.
ما يقارب باص كامل كان متواجد في بورين لمساعدة الناس في قطف الزيتون، وتم ترحيلهم. قرار ترحيل المتضامن الأجنبي ما كان بقرار المحكمة، يعني أخذوا قرار ترحيلهم وهم راكبين في الباص، بلغوهم إنه أنتم مرحلين، بس لأنه رئيس مستوطنات شمال الضفة الغربية المدعو يوسف دجان كتب بوست إنه على الشرطة الإسرائيلية ترحيل هذول الناس لأنه بشكلوا خطر على أمن المستوطنين.
The Israeli military then called the police, who declared the village's agricultural lands a closed military zone. The volunteers were taken to the police station inside the illegal Ariel settlement, then transferred to a prison where they were held for 72 hours in inhumane conditions. Within 5 days, all 32 were deported, marking the largest expulsion of international activists since the Gaza flotilla kidnappings in early October. Israel's actions, however, did not deter activists from traveling to the occupied Palestinian territory to help Palestinians and witness what they go through.
In that area, they're having a really hard time harvesting their trees because there is an outpost very close by, and settlers come down and don't allow them to harvest.
The farmers here watching their own land across the hill, and they're just watching as they see like sacks of their olives being stolen.
Today, the village of Burin is surrounded by 2 illegal Israeli settlements, Bracha and Yitzhar, as well as the Givat Ronin outpost and a nearby Israeli military outpost. It's one of the many West Bank villages that face settler violence on a regular basis. The Yitzhar settlement is notorious for housing radical settlers and extremist groups known for attacking Palestinians. It was illegally built in 1983 on land that belonged to Burin to the east of the village.
I think there's always, a point where the farmers will show us, where the settlement is, and you can tell that they're watching or like they're maybe preparing to come down. So there's always a level of intensity or just anticipation that something might happen.
الخطر الحقيقي حاليا في الضفة من عمليات الضم، أو الناس بتقول إنه فيش عمليات ضم، لكن إحنا مضمومين جاهزين يعني للأسف الشديد.
Yet, even under the reality of Israeli annexation and occupation, the activists were able to experience the joy of harvesting side by side with Palestinians, witnessing their generosity and resilience rooted in Palestinian land.
I think people are so much more than their struggle, and I've really enjoyed being a part of Palestinian joy as well. I think the best moments I've had are days when there's either been like an agreement or something so that we're harvesting without immediate threat. And so you get to see kind of what the harvest could be without the threat of people coming to disrupt it.
We've been welcomed with so much generosity and kindness, and I feel really humbled every day to be here and to learn so much.
I think I really wish for a future in Palestine where farmers can come to their fields and harvest without fear and be with their families as they should. I think there's so much joy in this season, and it's been taken away from them.